about that really quick. So when you say mentality and understanding, what specifically do you feel is holding you back in that regard?
I think I get a little too frustrated too fast when things don't work out.
Okay. Like what?
Let's say like I'll be playing Genji and I'll be trying to take an off angle.
Yeah.
And I'll get punished for taking the off angle, or I can't hold the off angle because I'll get jumped on by like 2 or 3 of their teammates.
Yep. Yep.
And that
Makes
gets
sense.
me frustrated.
Makes sense. Makes sense. I will say, I'm going to tie this in directly. I'm going to be right on the nose of this one. Your sleep is probably a large portion to do with that. I'm not sure if you have any health concerns or work stuff or just a busy plate. But 5 or fewer hours of sleep is tough for sure.
Yeah.
And I know that that's something that's difficult to work with, but if that's something that you're able to improve even just a little bit to, like, let's say, able to consistently get 5 or 6, that's going to be able to help you to emotionally regulate, stay focused. It's also going to help you to learn faster a lot, as well as reaction speed. So I know that there's health concerns. I myself have had a lot of issues with sleep over the years, especially with stress related stuff. I get it. But if that is something that you're able to improve, that will help long term with these kind of issues.
Yeah, recently, this like last week, I've been getting at least like 6 to 7 hours, and I've seen some improvement.
That's awesome. It's one of those things that's like, you just can't, like, it's not going to be anything short term. You're not going to notice too much, but long term, it's going to add up. 100% is going to add up. So highly recommend putting time into that. And crucially there, like you said, 67, that's all you need. You don't need 8 hours just yet. Like, we would love to long term, but like you're not there yet, right? Like, let's just let's aim to have like around 6, and let's be happy with that if you can. But yeah, okay. Well, I'm glad to hear that you're trying to work towards that. If you need any tips or suggestions on that, I have some ideas that have worked well for me. Just message me after the session, and I'll send you what I got. All right.
Okay.
Understanding of the game. What particularly do you feel like you're lacking, or is it you're not really sure? You just feel like there's something I'm missing.
I think it's my positioning. Some characters, I think it's really my positioning that I'm not understanding where I should be in the team fight.
Right. Okay. Makes sense. We'll take a look at that then. Do you have any other questions before we jump into gameplay?
No, I don't have any other questions.
All right, let's do it. Show me what you got. Got it. This you here?
Yeah.
Is this Genji all the way through?
I'm pretty sure.
All right, sounds good. Is there? Oh, look at that. Just the Overwatch 2 skin. I don't see that very often.
Yeah. This is my other account.
Okay. So I'm going to assume that you have a pretty good idea of what you should be doing with Genji. And so then what we'll do is we'll compare what you ought to know and what you're actually doing, because there will always be a gap, right? Do you have any Genji specific questions before we jump in?
Not really, because I watch a lot of your coaching. So like something I've been working on is not trying to dash before I know I can get the kill.
Okay. We'll take a look then. Nice. Get her out. Now, you don't have to necessarily chase that because she will outrun you. But if you want to throw some shurikens, she's out, then turn your attention back to main. That's fine as well. Almost. Okay. Okay. This Tracer's he's just chilling. Okay. Nothing really to say here so far. We'll just keep rolling. Oh my goodness gracious. That noise is obnoxious. Okay. Risky, but worth the risk considering how slow she was, probably. Just be cautious.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds good.
Oh, I also think I have problems with like seeing how far dash goes, because I honestly thought I would reach her there.
Yeah. Okay. Careful. I like this setup here. I like this angle. Now, this might be something that you might want to pay a little more attention to because you're talking about taking an off angle here. But you might have heard me, if you've watched some of my sessions, categorize Genji as a shotgun character.
Yeah.
Right? And you and I both know that that's not completely true. Like, you could triple headshot the Zenyatta and ruin him, and you could snipe the Ashe. I mean, we've all had those moments with Genji, right?
Yeah.
But that's the vast minority of situations. And if I'm playing versus a Winston or a Reaper or a Tracer, I might try something like that. But if I'm playing versus Zenyatta, and there's an Ashe here, and there's a Kiriko here, I don't want to give this away. So what should you do instead? Like, imagine you're playing Reaper here. What would a Reaper do here?
Wait in the corner.
Wait in the corner and hide. Wait in the corner and hide. And for what? When would you engage? You sit here and hide. You don't give yourself away. Then what would you do?
You wait till you hear someone close enough to you.
You got it. You got it. You wait for the fight to break out over here, or somebody gets close, and then you go. Because what ends up happening is this is a great angle. Yeah. Because the thing is, even if that Doomfist doesn't clear you out, Zenyatta will, Kiriko will, Ashe will. And if nothing else, even if you don't get cleared out, you gave up the element of surprise there. Is that really what you want here? Because now look at the angle that you have now. This is okay, but this isn't near as good, near as exciting. You're having to shoot the Doomfist. You have no way to get to that Ashe or Zen. And let's just enjoy what happens when you leave. Oh.
Oh, wow.
Oh, look at that. Oh, okay, whatever. That's okay. Sure. Oh, my gosh. She's totally isolated. And now you're retaking the angle, which is good. I love this. This is actually really smart from you. You don't just kill the Doomfist or whatever. You're like, hey, let's go do it again. This is great. But imagine if you'd been here 5 seconds ago.
Yeah.
You got me? So sometimes with Genji, it's not just about taking an angle and poking and poking and poking. Sometimes it's using that shotgun characteristic to get up and close. See, here, you're an actual threat. You scared the crap out of that Ashe, right? You're an actual threat. You're actually doing good damage there. Yes. Get her. Get him. Oh, you could have dashed that.
I was too scared.
Okay, what is the other use of dash?
Getting out.
Getting out, okay. To secure a kill. What else? This
Closing
is the
the
third reason.
distance.
Closing the distance here. So you said using your dash to get out, unless if you can't secure the kill. That's true. But I could also see dash being used here to get close, to guarantee the hit the shurikens, and then you can dash out. Because there is no guarantee that you get the kill in the Zenyatta here, right?
Yeah.
So it's okay to use dash in to close the distance to secure the kill. That's okay. It's worth the risk. You might go dash in and miss the shots and die. Okay, but it was a reasonable risk? Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Was it necessary to dash in and do damage? Yes, it was. It's okay. Like, even here, you could dash in if you want to. But yeah, okay. All right, so again, where is this fight going to be happening? I'm going to set up, I'm going to lurk, I'm going to hide. Let's see, I want to see it. Uh-oh, I knew it. Meaningless damage, right?
Yeah.
Now, if you want to poke out the diva from here where your team can support you, maybe. But if you're going to go for some sort of surprise, don't give it away. Shotgun character. Is this okay? Still holding an angle. I am pleased to see you holding an angle, though. Woo! Nice. Now, where could you rotate to here? Because the problem here is now the fight is happening here, but you're a shotgun hero in a poking world, right? So where do you go?
Well, I could have moved down to left side where this diva is, or I could have dashed to right side where Zenyatta or Ashe.
Mm-hmm. Close the distance. Let's go. Do it. There you go. Get him. Nice.
I got rolled.
A little bit of trolling here. Not quite full HP, no dash, only your deflect. I mean, and your team is also not backed off, and you did not. So yeah, that was a bit of trolling. Any questions so far?
No questions.
Okay, let's keep going then. So I don't mind you poking like this, unless we're Widows and Zens and so on. And then I want you to try to think about closing the distance, either using your dash or preferably using an angle. And that's all. See, even here, you're triple shurikening, but look what you're standing in front of.
Their entire team.
And not only their entire team, but who in particular?
Widowmaker.
And Zenyatta. You got it. So if you're going to do this, if you want to poke the tank, that's fine. It's Junker Queen, right? But poke her from here. Or what's your other option?
Oh, closing the distance from the left side? Or dashing in?
Like here?
Oh.
Or like left side through here?
Yeah.
I don't know if I necessarily want to close the distance immediately on a Junker Queen, right? Because she'll force my deflect pretty darn quick. So give me another option.
Going from the right side.
Crouch, hide. Crouch, hide. Merry Christmas.
Oh. I always do stuff like that on Tracer, but I don't know why I never think to apply it while playing Genji.
It's because you're not as self-sufficient and you're not as quick as Tracer, right? It's not a mystery, right? You have much better ranged poke than Tracer most of the time, but you're still not Widow.
Yeah.
And you're treating this character like a more poke-oriented character versus characters that just outrange you. Compared to their comp, compared to Zenyatta and Widowmaker, you're Usain Bolt, right?
Yeah.
If you take this angle and you mess up, you dash out, they can't chase you. You're going to get away. Now, Tracer might be a problem here. Like, you might sit here and duel the Tracer for a little bit, but you know what? That's not even bad either. You're stopping her from taking the angle, and you guys just kind of stalemated. You're not bad in the Tracer 1v1. So I want you to look for opportunities for more shotgun angles. I want you to be a little bit more creative with this, because this is ironically just as, if not, it's definitely more risky than you doing the exact same quote-unquote riskier play here. Because you should have died to Widow. You should have died to Zenyatta. You should have gotten discorded. You got your deflect forced. You were vulnerable to being pushed here. And worse than that, not only were you vulnerable, but you're also kind of useless. Yeah. You know? Like, you're not, like, I mean, if we're put a Cassidy here and he's doing 10 times what you're doing right now. Heck, we could put a Junkrat here and he's doing more than you are doing right now.
Yeah.
And so now you're like, okay, well, nothing's happening. I'm going to go. But the fight has basically already been decided before things even happen. I mean, that's a little bit of an early deflect. He wasn't quite looking at you, but it's whatever. But I'm just happy to see you actually like doing something proactive. By the way, freaking hitboxes, man.
Yeah.
That's all right. Good play. Yeah, get her. Nice. Cyborg Ninja. You were role-playing as a Cyborg Ninja if you want to play this character. Seriously, get in the feel, you know? Like, if you're just throwing now because there's nothing else better to do, that's fine. But even now, you got to ask yourself, like, where do I want to be 5 seconds from now?
I could be left side waiting to set up something.
You did it again, right? Same kind of thing. Somewhere here, maybe hiding here. You could poke the Junker Queen from here, right? Outside of her, like poke her, like, you know, and then set up for something aggressive on the back line if you see an opportunity. But, I mean, you know what I'm saying? You're playing with fire, right?
Yeah.
At some point, you're going to get burned. And even if you're like, oh, well, it works in my rank. Well, no, it doesn't because you're plat.
Yeah.
If it did work in your rank, you'd be diamond. But you're not. You're plat. So that death right there just completely killed your team's momentum. Like, you guys should have won that. And that's it. That was the entire thing. That's okay. You're not the only one. Because I assume you saw this or heard this.
Yeah.
It happens to the best of us. All right, let's go. Cyborg Ninja it up. Right? Aye. And you see it that when you go for the play, like okay, it's time to go. You have to dash. Why?
To close the distance.
To close the distance. The distance that should have been closed where?
Oh, closer to the right side.
Right. And now we can use our dash for either to secure the kill or to dash out. But because you're not staging properly, you're having to use your dash to close the distance. Right? Now, we talked about that over here. Remember that with the Zenyatta? Why were we okay with using dash to close the distance here?
Because it was worth the kill because he was low and I could shuriken out.
Exactly. And crucially, it was your only option. Like, you couldn't just position there. Like, there was no other option. You had to dash.
Yeah.
But here you absolutely have the option. So when you don't have a choice, it's okay to dash in. But when you could position yourself on angles and you can save the dash, that's better. And there's plenty of opportunities here that you're giving up. This is still an okay play. Dash in, you got your deflect. Good job of managing your cooldowns here. But because you had to use your dash, you're probably going to die here.
Yeah.
Ooh, maybe. Miracle you survive, but you're still going to lose in GG's.
Yeah.
Okay. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Shotgun hero, use your cyborg ninja role-playing legs to set up on angles so that then you can save your CDs and actually duel people full on. Now, and if you get caught on those angles, fine. Dash, deflect, whatever you need to do, or just 1v1 the person. Like I said, if you run into somebody on a flank, great. Beat them. And if you mess up, okay, dash out. Then go take the angle again and then beat them this time. Oh no, I lost again. That's okay. Dash out. Do it again. Do it again. Do it again until you win. See, that's the blessing of mobility, is that every time you lose a duel, you could just disengage and try again. Or if you run into a Cassie or Hanzo, they don't get that second chance. They either win or that's it. Yeah, I just disengage here. I like that angle though. That was a good idea. If your team had been alive, that would have been good. You see, this is the right idea. It's just the wrong time.
Yeah.
It's the wrong time because you got too many people. Teams in spawn. Right. But do you notice here that you have your full CDs and you got actually relatively close? Just a bad time. Yeah. Just a bad time. You're gonna die here. Yeah. Nope. I doubted you. Never should have doubted. So you're even making it difficult for the enemy team. Like, look at how they're positioned. Do you think the Zenyatta wants to sit in this little tiny little corner over here? I mean, what can he shoot from here?
Nothing.
What can the Ashe shoot? See, even the Ashe is getting antsy, right? Like, she's like here, and then she's like, oh, a soldier, but there's a Genji up here. Like she's actually at risking her life, and even the Widowmaker is giving you attention right now. So this is good. This is just, Zenyatta moment, right?
Yeah, I didn't hear him coming. I don't even think you can hear him at all.
You could hear him when he's charging the right click, but you can't hear him when he's quote-unquote walking. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. The execution of what you just did was poor, but I am pleased to see you going for that at some point. We need more of that. The more you do that, the more you'll get better at knowing how and when to do it, if that makes sense. Good. Look at that. Instantly on top of them. Good cover usage here. Now you have your dash. Go. This is where you use your dash to close the distance because you don't have the chance to stage. Go. Bam. Get her. Get her. Nice. See? Popping off. You see, this is the best position you've had at the start, going through this right flank here. This is the best position you've had the entire game. Best position you've had the entire game. Is that the only reason you guys won? No, but it definitely was a contributing factor. I like it. I like it. Unfortunate. I jinxed you. My bad. That's unfortunate. But yeah, you had the right idea, right? You get up here, you wall climb up, you maybe deflect, you sit up here, you sit and hide, make them think about you, You also have the option, by the way, of wrapping in through this thing here. You might not think about that and try this angle here. You got the right idea. I respect it. Okay, let's go. Yeah, that's it. See, you're learning. This is good. But the question was this only because they were on such a caricature of a composition. I mean, look at their comp. Like, could they get any pokier? Right? What if they're not? What if they're on a Reaper, you know? Are you just going to give up and shoot tank, or are you going to keep kind of contesting on angles there? I mean, I still think the angles matter there, right? Not just because they're on Widowmaker. So, okay. This is good. This is a major distraction here. I mean, yeah. There you go. And look at that. Look how close you were to the backline, too. So was it just, you killed the Widow, but then now you're already here, and you didn't even have to use dash.
Yeah.
Beautiful. You carried that fight. I want you to watch this fight, not just from the kills that you secured, but also the enemy's response, all right? So this is a little lesson in macro here, all right? You shoot the angle. You and your Lucio here. Zenyatta looks at you, rotates away this way. So he is not only not using Kitsune, but you're not getting Harmony or Discord value. Kudos to you and your Lucio. Widow backs up. Not only does she not have a sightline on you right now, but she actually doesn't even have a sightline on anybody. This is what your Widow can see, or their Widow can see. This is terrible. So your team is not scared at all.
Yeah.
Then You kill her because, she's dead. Finally, when we actually finish this fight, you're on point blank range on their back line without even having to use your dash. It's good. Now, Sombra's tricky, but it's the same thing. You need to be quick with your dash, and you need to have cover. But even Sombra is not a reason to never not play angles. And the other thing with Sombra, too, is how easy is it for Sombra to get up here?
Really easy.
Right. So, well, no, wait a second. Really easy in what way? What does she do?
As in, she can just throw her translocator up there and sit up there.
Right. Okay. So if you're already here, how easy is it for Sombra to contest you up here?
Pretty hard. Because you'll see her coming, you'll see the translocator.
And then you can kill her for me. Even if she uses this door frame here, which she will, there's only one small, tiny room. It's very easy to spy check her. You'll hear her, or you'll hear the sound, the stealth sound, right?
Yeah.
You'll hear her. Don't waste your deflect. Don't waste your deflect. Because while you were wasting your deflect, where should you have been by now?
I could be left side, but I want to say, is it bad to play stairs there?
No,
like
it's not. Side? No, it's not. It's just bad to play stairs without your deflect.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I would have even preferred here if you had approached this fight from where? Just do the stairs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, just get in here. Get down and dirty with it. Instead of going directly through. So good, though. Now just live. Good. Just a little bit of greed.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of greed. Don't forget at the same point in time, like your team has other responsibilities, like this, for example, right? Mm. They're dealing with Sombra. Should you have died there? No, you shouldn't. But I mean, she was trying. You just took too much damage.
Yeah.
It was worth it. Whatever. Reset. All right, let's go. Yep. Good. Now you could have gone for that play there if you'd like to, but even if you, but even though you didn't, you're still the Sombra's chasing you. I don't know if you know that, but the Sombra's chasing you. The Zenyatta looks at you. Soldier runs away from you. You're doing your share. You're doing your job. You did your share. And you'll have your cooldowns again soon too. Ooh, there you go. I see now why you play sniper, Genji. Don't do this. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. What should you be doing right now?
Holding right where Zenyatta is. Like, I could have already been here, and he could have been.
You could have already killed him. You could have already killed him right here. Exactly. And if you knows you're here, and then he doesn't want to rotate because he's scared of you, then fine. He's stuck on an island.
Yeah.
The idea, right? Either he makes the rotation and dies to you on a flank, or he refuses to rotate because you're on the flank and he's out of the fight. Don't poke, especially without healing, and now you're dead. That's it. So part of that was timing. You were by yourself. I think you needed to know that, but also part of it was just was not a good setup.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Love that ultimate, really.
Yeah, ultimate's great.
Yes. Oh no. Oh, I understand I understand the logic there. That's actually so unlucky.
I was trying to survive long enough to get my ult so I could go behind them, but then Junker hit me again.
Yeah.
And I think I should have just dashed to the right to get that health pack over there.
Yeah. That might have worked. I mean, it's a tricky situation here. Like, let's not lie. Like, it's not like, oh, you idiot, you should have done this. I mean, I don't know if there's an easy answer here. Like, this is a really, really hard call. Like, regardless of what you're thinking here. But okay, so what are you seeing so far? Like, we've watched a lot of the gameplay here, but like, let's get a good read from this review. What are you seeing? The things that you're doing well, things that you're not doing well. What needs to be improved? And then we'll take some notes.
Too much sniper Genji.
Too much sniper Genji, okay?
And improving on where...
Let's be corny with it. Sorry. You say something negative. Let's say something positive. What was something that you did well for the most part?
Taking angles.
Yeah. It's weird. At some point, you would look really solid with you taking angles. And some points you looked very hesitant. But yes, absolutely. You did take angles, and at many times they won you the fight. Okay. What was something that you need to work on?
That when to close the distance and where.
Yeah. When and where. Exactly. So it's not just, okay, Sniper Genji bad, but also like you need to do a better job, like actually knowing how exactly where to close the distance, what angles to take. Okay. What did you do? Okay. Let's talk about your cooldowns. Dash deflect. What did you think of your dash deflect? Anything decent there? Anything bad there? What needs to be worked on?
I think I need to work on when I'm reflecting, like not wasting it more than anything. But I always have a
what is waste?
time.
What does wasting it mean?
Not using it as a way to get out.
Right. Right.
I think a way to defend myself.
It felt like you were fishing for Widowmaker headshots, right? In situations when you were about to fight, in which case you need that for your duel. It's not that you need to be less aggressive with it. It's I want you to be more aggressive with it, but not using it inside of your own team. Set up your angle, use your duel, deflect in a 1v1. Okay, let's take some notes here. So Genji. What do you specifically need to practice with Genji? You load up a rank game. What is the one sentence that you need to practice?
Closing the distance.
Close the distance on your angles versus most comps heroes. Take those angles. What else needed to be practiced?
When and where to use my deflect.
Keep an eye on the wasting deflect. Late in quote unquote poke phase, as you will usually need it to duel angles. Right? What else?
Yeah. I can't think of anything.
That's okay. I would say for you, something to keep in mind as well. Wait, what was it? Oh, timing a couple of times as well.
Yeah.
Timing, right? Timing of your pressure.
Oh, yeah, I think my timing is. My timing's really bad, even on Tracer sometimes.
Right. See, the easy thing with timing is that if you're standing with your team and playing Sniper Genji, you don't have to worry about timing because you're with your team. Yeah. But as soon as you start to open up your angles, like you saw, remember on your side of spawn, like on those high grounds, like you just start to get a little greedy, and it was like, yo, you're doing the right thing, but your team's in spawn.
Yeah.
That's when it's hard to do the right thing. That's why Overwatch is hard, is because map control and team play are sometimes diametrically opposed. Not in the end goals, but they're very difficult to do both equally well. Yeah. So when you're taking these more aggressive off angles, how do you improve your timing?
By watching, watching where your team is and watching where the enemy team is, waiting for the fight to happen.
Before it starts, crucially. Because once you actually, we all know how it is on Genji and Tracer, once the fight actually starts, it's way too chaotic for you to be focusing on anything about your mechanics.
Yeah.
So just focusing on your mechanics. Okay, anything else? I think that was mostly it.
Yeah.
Blades, okay. Dash usage for the most part was okay. The only bad dashes we had were because your angle positioning was bad, and so you had to use your dash to engage. Timing we talked about. Position we talked about. Matchups were okay. I don't think there was anything major with that. Do you have any questions about anything we talked about?
No questions.
Okay, so here's how I would practice this. Pick one of these things per day or per game. You can mix things up however you'd like. Work on it full intensity for as many team fights as you can remember. You'll forget probably halfway through the game what you're practicing. You're like, I'm autopiloting. That's okay. Remind yourself as best you can. Go back and do it again. Anything is better than what you're doing right now is the key thing. Be specific. Be deliberate with what you're practicing, and then mix it up. Don't practice the skill until you're the best at it, because you won't. You're not going to hit Grandmaster positioning in like a week, right? Just give it a day or so. Give it a couple of games until you're bored, and then pick another skill to practice instead. And then just keep cycling through those three skills over and over again. And then along the way, I also encourage you to take a look at your own replay codes when and where you can, and give yourself new skills to practice. Like, hey, let's work at this, or maybe I need to look at this, or I got an idea of this, so maybe I can just be more self-sufficient with your coaching And then obviously, if you have any questions, you can message me anytime. Sound good?
Sounds good.